Hi, it's Stacy with So Steady, and we are so excited to be here today with Pam Varner, and she is going to be taking us to an amazing opportunity for this gorgeous quilt, Pam. So I'm going to let you take it away, tell everybody how they can participate in this and what you're going to be teaching them. I'm super excited because it's another amazing Zoom class, and you've been doing Zoom classes for years. So you are an expert at this, and I know that they're going to have a lot to learn from you. So I will let you tell them all about it.
Hi, everybody. Pam here. First of all, let me give you a little history of this quilt. I'd always wanted to make a log cabin with thick logs. So these are 2 inches, and that's where you get that nice big chunk of white surrounded by pink is because it's a 2 inch log. And it looks kind of like a flower on its side a little bit. I kind of like that. And I'd always wanted to make a log cabin with pinkish and white, very contrasting. And those of you that know me know that pink is my favorite color. So I had to do this. What I didn't want a traditional log cabin layout. I wanted something a little different, and I was having a hard time figuring out how to lay it out. And my daughter was at my house one day, and I said, "Hey, do me a favor, just play with the layout of these blocks and see what you can come up with." And about 20 minutes later, she comes out and she goes, "Okay, I think I got something." And I went in and was like, "Wow, that's really nice. Like, look at that. It's really different. Let me get out of your way. Let me go. Which way do I go? I go over here. It's just a really different layout. So it's they're all log cabins. They're 10 inches finished, and they just create this really nice quilt. And so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to quilt this with a bunch of people and get feedback from people on what templates they would put in their quilt if they made it, and just kind of an interactive quilting adventure. So I really don't have a huge plan. I have kind of a plan for the flowers in the middle pink part and the surrounding pink. That's the only plan that I have. The rest of it, I thought we could kind of do as a group, and I would take suggestions from students, and we would kind of work it out and say, hey, let's try this over there and let's do that there. And so that's the plan. The reason it's called Ariel's Cabin is because my daughter's name is Ariel. I forgot to say that, so that's why it has that name. So the plan is we are not going to build the blocks because I know you guys have seen a lot of log cabins being put together and things like that. But in the class handout, you do get kind of a visual instruction on how to put the block together, like what pieces go where and what to add when. You also get all of the cutting, like how many strips of pink you need, how many strips of white you need. Of course, you could do yours in blue and yellow. That would be really pretty. Or you could do green and orange, whatever you want to do, just a light and a dark, so that you really get to see the contrast. You don't want it to not contrasty, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So that is and it goes together really fast because the logs are so thick. They're 2.5 inches cut, and then the whole block finishes at 10. So you get a 50 by 60-inch quilt really quickly with these larger blocks. So the plan is the first week, well, as soon as you sign up for the class, you get the handouts on how to make the quilt and all that other kind of stuff. You can put comments in the classroom if you have any questions. You can email me, whatever you want to do, and we will go from there. In the very first class, I will give you a couple of hints. Number one, in the white sections that look like strips through the middle of the quilt, I did stitch in the ditch between the white and the pink. I left one section undone, so we're going to stitch that in the first class. And then we're going to start in the middle section with the big white kind of flowers surrounded 3/4 by the pink. So let's see, where did my hand go? I don't know if I can put my hand up there because yeah, I can't do that. So if you look in this section where there's like a row that's at a diagonal with pink and then those big white chunks, that's where we're going to start quilting. The only idea that I have right now is in the white part is to use curly cues. So we're going to do that in the white part. And then I kind of have an idea for the pink part, but that's where you come in and you can throw in your 2 cents and we will play with whatever. The other thing I do know is the thread that we're going to use. let me see if I can get this off of here without. We're going to use this thread. It's a variegated thread. Let's see. I can do that. There we go. It's a variegated thread. It's King Tut. It's a 40 weight thread. And this is the thread that we're going to use. So it's really going to, it's a light kind of peachy pink variegated thread. It's going to show up in the white and disappear in the pink part. So we kind of really want the pink to make a statement, or the white part to make a statement with the pink thread. So that's the plan. The class is 4 weeks, 2 hours a piece. It's a Zoom class. If you have never attended a Zoom class, they're really, really fun. You can talk while I'm sewing. You can ask questions while I'm sewing. You can talk to your friends, all that kind of fun stuff, and get to know people in the class. We'll do show and tell if there's time permitting and people have show and tell. I do know a lot of times people take these classes and then wait until after the class before they start their project. So that's perfectly fine. You can do it however you want, but you will get some tips on how to wrangle a larger quilt. It's 50 by 60 inches. It's not huge, but I've done quilts as big as a queen size on my domestic machine, so I certainly can share tips on how to do that. We'll talk about the templates, the different tips that I have for doing the templates, those kind of things. So that's what we're doing in the whole class. I don't know what else to say. I'm kind of excited because I want to get this quilted, and you guys are going to help me. Well, you're not going to actually do the quilting, but you know.
Well, I have posted a link to learn more about the class, so I can actually head over so we can actually take a look at the class together online and see if there's any additional questions that people might have once we take a look at that. But I know you said that it's kind of be one where you're going to be quilting with more kind of input along the way. Is that right?
Yes. Like if
Perfect.
someone says, oh, you know, feathers would look really good. I'm actually thinking about maybe putting feathers in those white strips. I think that might be interesting.
Ooh,
Um,
yeah.
what I don't want to do, just I'm going to share here. I don't want to do like straight lines. At first I thought, oh, in the white part, I'll just do echo, you know, and stuff. And then I thought, well, no, that makes it the whole thing too linear. Log cabins
Yeah.
are already very linear, so let's get some curves in there. Let's get some angles, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
I don't
You
want to
know,
do a bunch of lines.
a couple of things that you guys might consider is you might take a look at our circle collection. Because I do think circles, Baptist fans, they're such an amazing combination with like the log cabin style quilts. And in fact, you can go ahead and download for free on our website the circle collection for inspiration for ruler work. And all of the designs that are in that collection you can do with rulers. So that might be kind of a fun one to look at too. But let's go ahead and take a look at the class. So you kind of detailed out what the plan is,
So
the start
stop
dates.
right there. Yeah, that's what the quilt looks like, the finished quilt.
Mm-hmm. I love it. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
And so we have your first class, it looks like is March 18th. And then it's a weekly class after that. And they're all, looks like just 2-hour classes, which is perfect. So not too intensive. You're going to take them through how to do the steps. It's a Zoom. So the goal is to do it together, right? So you're actually sewing with Pam.
Yes.
And that means, this is great, that means that you'll actually do it. Because I do think a lot of times we plan and we, get the class, but then, if it's not like a hands-on, let's get started, sometimes it just doesn't get done. That's my
Yeah.
experience, at least. I'm one that knows I have to actually sign up to know that I'm going to, be committed to it. Again, so the finished size quilt's 50 by 60. So that's a good size. That's a good lap quilt. Yeah. And so you do have a limited number of seats. So I think that that's good to know that, sign up right away if you can. And excellent. Well, we're super excited to get everyone going. But yeah, I would say that there's so much inspiration that can kind of get you some ideas of what you might want to do just in our lookbooks that are free digital downloads. So you could become a DePam with all kinds of ideas, guys, on what you want to see on that. Of course, our log cabin embroidery collection gives a ton of ideas for finishing with ruler work. And what I love about that collection is you're really able to see the finished all over designs, which are actually stunning with the the log cabin. Obviously it's designed for that, so you might check out that and just even download the free digital download if you haven't already, of that collection, and kind of get inspired for how you might quilt it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First you have to sign up for the Zoom class, and then you get to tell Pam how you want to quilt it.
There you go. You instead of the teacher telling you how to do things, you get to tell the teacher how to do things. How's
exactly.
That
I love it. I love it. Well, I did just post a link to the log cabin inspiration, so you can go in and just select. If you go onto our page there, you can actually select download digital lookbook, and you'll notice that that's free. And then you can go ahead and add that to the cart and start browsing. So that's a little tip for all of you.
Stacey, where is that?
So that's on our website. I just posted a link. So it's the embroidery log cabin, and then you just go to the log cabin collection. And if you select digital lookbook, it's free, and then you can just add to cart, checkout, and then you actually will have it in your digital downloads. So, and we do the same thing with all of our collections. So you can do the same thing with our circle collection, which is, like I said, I think that that's a stunning collection for really, or for log cabin designs as well. But then you can check out that one too. So highly encourage you to do that and take advantage of being able to see some of those gorgeous designs that are available and how you might tell Pam you want to quilt it. And you know what would be cool, Pam, is that you might give some different ideas. Like you might quilt it one way, but if there's other ways that they want to quilt it, you might help them in guiding them quilting it on their own versions. So,
and I'm going to record the class. I'm going to record it.
Okay, perfect.
So here's a little, this is a reason why you want to sign up for the class. I am going to record it, and then depending on how the recordings come out, of course, they'll be available on the university. But then I was thinking maybe I would offer it as a class, and if I do, I'm going to charge more because I just want to.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Well, good. So you guys can be part of the first class, the first Zoom series for this. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous quilt. I love that you named it. So you said that this was connected to your daughter. You named it Ariel's cabin. So this must be something that she absolutely loved. Or are you making this for her?
No, I'm making it for me. I just named it after her because she set it all up. She's a purple person. I might have to make one for her in purple.
There you go. Matching blankets. I think she deserves it. If she's the namesake of this blanket, she's definitely going to need to have one, Pam. All right. So that's a deal. Pam's going to make the next one in purple, and that's going to be for Ariel.
And we'll call that Pam's cabin.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We've got another amazing class coming up tomorrow with Kathy Clausen. She's going to be walking you through how to do the final log cabin panel, which is our panel 4D with the curly cues. Pam, you're a curly cue girl. You love curly cues too, don't you?
I am a curly cue girl. Yes, I am. I do all sorts of fun things with curly cues.
I love it. Pam has a lot of inspiration for curly cues here, so we might have to show those off tomorrow during the live. Now, the other thing I was going to mention is we are sending out goodies to our educators that are going to be coming out on our next box release. And our next box release is coming up on March 19th. So we're going to be sending some emails out to everybody about that. But March 19th, save the date. We're going to be doing our box release. We're going to be doing giveaways all day with all kinds of new things that we're going to be sharing with everyone. But Pam is creating one of our fun projects that's going to be part of that as well. And so Pam, do you want to tease them on anything that you might be doing with that? We can just give him a little.
Well, it may have to do with feathers. It may
Maybe.
have to do with feathers.
Maybe. And some decorative
Maybe.
stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the decorative
Mm-hmm.
red ruler foot.
There's all kinds of fun stuff coming up, and just
You didn't
we've
hear that
got
from me.
spring theme, colorful. We're super excited about the projects in it, and all the inspiration that we're going to be getting out of the educators. So we can't wait for you to be part of that as well. That's coming up again on March 19th, which just so happens to be my birthday. So
I was
I
going to say
decided,
that.
yes.
Everybody get cake. Everybody get cake, and then we'll all sing happy birthday to Stacy, and we'll all eat
Oh,
cake as well.
yeah. Well, what I love is that I'm going to be doing a ton of gifts. I get to give away a bunch of things on my birthday, which is kind of fun. I
Yeah.
love giving. So that should be a fun day. But we'll look forward to that. And of course, all the rest of the education. Pam, you've got First Friday coming up this Friday.
I've got
Any,
First Friday, yes. What do you want to know?
yeah. Well, what are you going to talk about?
Oh, we're going to make shamrocks out of Spinifex templates instead of, and maybe
Oh.
hearts. And then we're going to make spring flowers.
Okay, perfect. This is going to be fun. So join us on Friday for Pam's First Friday event. And sounds like she's going to create some fun stuff for us. And so tomorrow with Kathy, Friday with Pam, and more fun for the next week. So we'll look forward to having you join us. Don't forget to sign up for Pam's class. You've got that link that I posted, but you can also find it in the description. That's the Ariel's quilt. You can learn a little bit more about it there as well. But that's on the So Steady University. And then you're going to knock out this gorgeous quilt top and finish it with Pam, and you're going to have it done by early April, guys. So it's going to be amazing. You absolutely can rewatch this and learn more about the upcoming class with Pam. That's the Ariel Log Cabin. We're going to be replaying it a couple times during the weekend too. Don't worry, lots of opportunity to learn more about that class and what's coming up with it. So again, just as a refresher, that's going to happen starting on March 18th will be the first class. And then there's 3 subsequent classes after that going until April 8th. So you are going all the way from building the quilt to actually finishing it with Pam. Now, Pam, do they have to come to this class with all their fabric pulled together?
They don't have to. It's if your quilt is already put together before the first class, then you'll be able to jump in and start quilting it right away.
Okay,
Because we're
perfect.
not going to go over, I'm not going to show you how to piece this.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I'm not going to show you how to, because there's so many, Mindy and Melissa have done so many classes on piecing the log cabin that I give you the cutting instructions and the layout. Can you go into the class, Stacy?
I can't, but I can probably find those instructions somewhere in your file, unless they weren't downloaded. No, I'm not able to, but you do have instructions for cutting and layout.
Yeah, I have instructions for cutting and layout so
Okay,
that
perfect.
you know how to lay it out. Because it's not, the thing I love about this quilt is it doesn't look like a traditional log cabin.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's like
Yeah, that's what I
piecemeal
was going to
thing.
say. They are going to need some help with this, Pam. This is different. But as long as
I'm
it's in the
available for help.
instructions. I mean, I should
Well,
say I would need help. Sorry. Nobody else may need help, but I will.
it's just making sure that you've placed all the logs, all the cabins properly.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you can't see it in this picture, but in the handout, there's a diagram that outlines in dark black each block. So you know where each block goes and how to turn it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely get signed up. All of that is within the class. So on the So Steady University, so you can jump in, you can get the instructions you need to piece this together. And you've got 2 weeks to knock it out, guys. You've got this.
Yeah,
and then you know how to, and then once you sign up, you're going to get immediate access to Pam, where you're going to be able to just message her and say, okay, Pam, what do you mean when you say to turn it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes there's additional questions, right? So, and if you don't know how to reach Pam, you can actually message her on the university once you sign up for her class, and she'll get those messages. But she also has her contact information on our SoStudy website. So if you just go to our SoStudy website and you go to SoStudy Educators, you can find Pam there too. So,
Yay.
few different ways to find Pam and be able to have her help us, get started. There she is.
I'm like, where is she?
We got a few educators here. But yeah, Pam's got her email right there, so you can reach out to her and get some questions answered as well.
Perfect.
So excellent. All right, everybody. Well, you got 2 weeks to get started to put together this quilt. So get signed up right away, start putting it together, and then you guys can have some fun with Pam finishing that and making a gorgeous Ariel quilt together.
There you go.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much,
everybody.
Pam.
You're
Have a
welcome.
wonderful day, everyone. We'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye now.
Bye.